I'm Hollis and Dan, and I am co-owner of Voice of the People USA Radio and Television Network. And today, I'm speaking with the founder of Voice of the People USA Radio and Television Network. You really were an R. You were a pioneer of the time. You were a trailblazer. You were doing this way before anybody else, like before podcasts became popular, really before the explosion of social media, before everything. This was a long time ago. Tell me a little bit about what it feels like today to be here finally, not giving up after all the years and all the people who came in behind you and they cashed in when you never did. You never sold out, took the big money, even though you were offered it. You saw people come and go, probably living big, rich, luxurious lifestyles right now from telling the truth, but not always the truth, right? So here you are, literally walking truth. It's not an act, it's not a spiel. You live what you say, you live and breathe it, and you're not trying to be anyone else. What were some of those challenges and trials and tribulations that you went through, and what do you think of all these people who came in and cashed in on it? And during all that, when you didn't, you're still here, and a lot of them are gone. So tell us a little bit about your journey and what it feels like to finally, after all this time, be launching PolitiShock on your own radio and television network.
You know, it feels like a redemption story, kind of, you know? And I'm sick and tired of telling the old story and telling about where I've been and what I've done. So let me wrap it up really, really quick and just say this. I started out before many other people ever did. I was on Real Radio in 2006. I had a show heard in multiple states, and I didn't like being told during a commercial break what I can or can't say. So I went back live. I told off the producer live on the air. That was the end. I said, I'm going online. I'm going to do my own thing. Wasn't very popular in 2006, but I stuck with it. For years, I got compared to Alex Jones. Honestly, I didn't even know who the hell Alex Jones was. Again, no disrespect, I just didn't know. I was on his show in 2009, I still didn't even know who he was. I did my own thing. Yes, it was political at the time because I was an activist. I was fighting, breaking the Kids for Cash stuff in Pennsylvania, helping families, regardless of political lines. It was about helping people, but I was an activist, I was out there. You asked, what has it been like? Death threats, losing your house, losing your job, losing everything and anything, people wishing you dead online 24/7.
Did you lose a lot of jobs because of your political beliefs and your outspokenness?
Absolutely. And you know, that's the price you have to pay. And then I got offered the multi-million-dollar opportunity with, I don't care, the Republican National Committee. And I told them where to stick it live in front of thousands of people. Because it was never at any time did it feel like I'm going to sell my soul for money, because if I get the money, then I could change it from the inside. I knew better then that you can't do that. They're always going to own you, and I refuse to be owned by anybody. So what I've seen over the years is people coming in and doing what I've done, whether it be the Tea Parties of the world or anybody else coming in, saying the right things at the right moment, scripted. They come in, they make their millions, and they go, and they bring about no change. Well, you know what? I may be a lot of things to a lot of people, and I may be hated by a lot of people, but as you yourself have seen, all the big names, oh, you're respected, you've been around so long. Yeah, but we don't have the glitz and glam like they all did, right? And I love it.
Some people have called us ragtag.
Ragtag.
Scrappers.
Scrappy.
And you know what I think?
Grassroots.
Scrappy, grassroots. Well, I used to think grassroots and still do is actually a compliment. It means that you're doing what you can to make things happen. You're not waiting for the big money and all that.
We don't sell out.
Glitter and glisten. Yeah.
It's one of those deals where, yes, we spent a lot of money to make this a reality, but every single cent that's put into this was putting into something that you're passionate about, that you care about, that's in your heart, to help people. When I've helped people in the past, it's just like when I served my country or when I served my community. I didn't ask, what are your political beliefs? Maybe I can or can't help you. No, bullshit. It wasn't about that. It was about helping people no matter what. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to build a platform and build a network where people have a place to call home, where they can feel free and welcomed, regardless. And they will attack me and say, well, you're a conservative. You're not welcoming others. How the hell do you know what I am? Yeah. I am the middle finger, the large middle finger to both sides. I don't care about the establishment, period.
And speaking of sides, you know, I read some of your interviews, and obviously I know you pretty well.
I would say so.
You never wanted a political career, right?
Absolutely not.
Even though you talk about politics, I think, you know, I don't personally love politics. I love you and I love what you do and I believe in you. But just even dipping my toe into politics with you, I learned quickly, I don't want to be in politics. I hate it. I think it divides people. It separates people. Not to say, again, it's not important. I think you should know what's going on, who to vote for, whatever. We all have our beliefs, but it divides so much. And we're seeing right now in 2026, 2025, I mean, always, it is so divisive. If people on the right are fighting with each other, people on the left, and they're fighting against, and all it is fighting. And I think, with the launch of Voice of the People USA Radio in 2026, people don't know this about you, that there's so much more to you than politics. Are you excited to be able to show that and share that and tell people that you're not just about politics? What else interests you? What are you passionate about talking about and telling people about?
Absolutely. I'm excited to bring forth the network that you built for the whole world to take part in, but it's a place for musicians, for artists, for healers, for everybody, all walks of life. That was my original vision back in 2006, my God.
Yeah, and when I first met Dan, and he was telling me about it, I've always done music, and I said, wow, you have a platform of millions of people. How can we use this to help the world? Not just to talk more about politics and what everyone else is doing, but how can we use this? You said a good word, healing. And the world, I mean, come on, the world is like, people are hurting and people are fighting, and it is healing. And I think that's when people can come and be their authentic self, because people are scared. They're scared. They're always labeled. They have to be this or conservative or Democrat or Christian or this or that. And it's like, can we just be? Can we just be people? Can we just look at each other, not just all these labels? Do you think that's possible?
It is possible. What you said before about the division, what they don't tell you, when any of your heroes on the right that act like they're just about you and they care about you, then they make their tens of millions and they come from millions, and they follow through on nothing except what sounds good on camera. They don't give a damn about you and your way of life and how you live every day. They don't, unless you're in the club. I don't care about the club, because the one thing they do, look at the right, right? The right's in power right now. And yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. I voted for Donald Trump, and I've voted for him every time, and I've liked the man my entire life. For those who know the story, you know the story. Go on the website, VOPUSARadio.com, and watch the video.
It's all there.
But no matter what, they divide. So the right is infighting with itself, right?
Yeah.
But what are they really doing? Is it left versus right? Right versus right? I love Jews, I hate Jews, I this, I that. No. What they're doing is they're separating people from themselves. Yeah. They're separating people from whatever they call God.
And distracting.
Yes. It's all a shell game, and I'm so sick and tired of it. So I can go out there, I yell on my shows, I scream on my shows, because I scream about what's coming and what they're doing, and we're here now. Yeah. So how do we move beyond it?
How do we move beyond? And you've been screaming about it for years, and I've heard you say this many times. You never wanted to be right. It wasn't about your ego. Oh my God, I want to show that I was the first one to tell everyone. I was to break this story. You were warning people, screaming, and now you're at the point where, hey, you're done. It's not your job to save the world, to wake up the world. I think it's so important. The one thing that we can control is ourselves, and how we can heal ourselves, how we can awaken, how we can save ourselves, and in turn, by being the best version of ourselves, that will help. How can you help someone else if you're broken, if you have a bunch of junk going on? So I think it's about healing ourselves to be the light in the world, instead of trying to be like a one warrior trying to fight the weight of the world.
Instead of yelling about a problem, you see a problem, create the solution. That's what we did with this network. That's what we did with all of this. And it's the hard route, because we didn't take the money, we didn't sell out. You asked about politics. Yes, I'm honored that people put me on the ballot in 2008 and 2010 for Congress in Pennsylvania, in Northeast PA. In Congressional District number 10. I thanked them for it, but I never wanted to run. Yes, I made the decision beginning of this year to challenge Susan Collins in the state of Maine, to be her first ever primary challenger in nearly 3 decades on the Republican side. Why did I do it? Because I saw that people were complaining and people were upset and hurting. I'm like, let's put a new voice out there. Let's do something different. I didn't want the political stuff, but nobody else was standing up. Yeah. So I did. I learned quickly, I don't want it. I never wanted it. I never wanted to be in politics. Yeah. All I want is to have a platform, to have a community where people can come together and just, again, be that middle finger to it all. Yeah. Do something different. We're not going to be like this network or this network or this network. We are something different.
Well, that's the thing. It's, in an oversaturated world, there's so much media. There's so much. Everyone's trying to sell something. Everyone's trying to do something. And I understand that. You get it. But it becomes like a competition. My video is performing better than yours, and I have 10,000 likes, and I only have like 3. And then,
buy my supplements is better than their supplements. Buy my gold is better than their gold.
Yeah.
But it's the same crap regurgitated over and over and over again.
And I think it makes people feel bad about themselves. I think it's, it's just this whole hidden, like the algorithm, and you've encountered it. I've encountered it a lot. People hear your listener number. You have millions of listeners a month, and it's true. And they'll be like, oh, you have 1 million listeners. How do I get on your network? How do I get on your show? And that's great, because that's why we built the network and why we're actually opening it up for other people to come on. But that's the attitude that I don't want. It's almost like, yeah, that's great.
They want to use the numbers to their own advantage.
But how can you help us too? Because we're just two people. What is different about our network is that we aren't funded by millionaires. You've worked jobs your whole life to pay for it. It's been little by little. That's why it took so long. Same thing with me. I've jumped a lot of money into it too, because I believe in it. So when people are, so when people are saying, oh my God, how do I get on your platform? You have 1 million listeners. Is it free? I'm thinking, does anything in life come for free, number one? But number two, what can you also bring? It's not just about quantity, it's about quality. It's about doing things for the bigger picture, for the bigger reason, not just, can I come in quick and get 1 million views? Or people just turning away because they didn't get what they want. It takes work, it takes time, and we're really trying to align and find the right people who really truly believe in this and that are wanting to create something new, create a new alternative, create something that's not there, because there is a lot of stuff there. And we're just another TV network, we're just competing with the other 500 or 1,000 or whatever that there are. No, we're not trying to compete, we're not trying to be anything we're not. We're literally just two people who dumped our life savings into this because we believe that, there are people out there who need help, who want to connect for the real reasons. They're far and few between because there's a lot of egos out there. It's all ego. And what does ego mean? Edge got out. It means self. And it's fine to care about yourself. But when do we care about really, we hear that all the time. We the people. I get sick of that saying because people say that, but they don't really live it.
They don't care. They use things that sound good for a sound bite. How can I be like this person? How can I be like this person? I want to look like this person. I want to act like this person. I want the numbers that this person has. What about being yourself?
Yeah.
What about stop trying to be somebody else or something else and be yourself, find yourself, be fearless, be bold, be real. You asked me before, how does it feel to relaunch PolitiShock on my own network, on our own network, but how does it feel? It feels freaking awesome because finally I could say, people would always say, well, how the hell do people find you? And I have millions of people that listen to an audio stream because it won't air here, won't air here, won't air here, banned here, banned there. We're done with that. So how does it feel? It feels amazing. You brought this to life. You brought this to life, and I thank you, and I love you for it. But also, I know that you did it for not just myself, not just for you, but for the millions of people who do tune in, and for the millions of people who can't watch the streams that we've done. They can only listen for whatever reason, because they really don't like me. And that's okay. I'm happy to be unliked by those people. I'd rather be cared for and about, not even me personally, what we're doing, the product we're putting out there for the people who do stay tuned, the people who do tune in, the people who listen, the people who are there, because this is our opportunity to show what we've got, to show what you've built, to show the passion of all people. I've had people from the left, from the middle, devout, atheists, whatever checkbox you want to put on there. I've had it all on my show, on PolitiShock, right? And people get mad at me. Well, that's not conservative. No, it's real. Well, that's not. No, it's real. Why? Because we can't have conversations, what the hell are we? We're just another talking head. This is bigger than politics. This is bigger than social media. This is bigger than algorithm. This is about human interaction and a way to put it out there and expose it to the whole world. It's not about me. It's not about you. Although what you're going to do with artists and music is freaking amazing, and spirituality and healing. I know all the things that you have to offer this world. It's going to be mind-blowing for those who haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And again, the reason why we did it and why I put so much work and time into it, sure, it was to be a vehicle to get my music out there on a platform where I could tell people too, because I've been through it like, oh my gosh, follow me on Instagram, follow me, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, just go to this website, you can find all my music. And just to be able to share that with other people down the line and let them use that. And again, not have to go through what we went through because it sucked. If you have a phone, take it out. There's a new app in town.
Download the app now on the Android and Apple app stores, VOP USA Radio. Download us on Roku, on Android TV, on Apple Plus, on Fire TV, VOP USA Radio. You'll find us there. Join us and the website, VOPUSARadio.com. This is your chance to be a part of the new revolution of free speech.
There's so much content on there, and there's so much more to come.
Voice of the People, USA Radio and Television Network.